Welcome back to another Five Nights at Freddy's theory, and today we're diving straight into the pit. This game is absolutely jam-packed with secrets, lore, and Easter eggs all throughout, and while I would love to look through every nook and cranny of this game, I don't have the time to do that this week. But there is one thing that I do want to cover in today's video. Is Oswald time traveling in this game? Now, some of you are probably screaming at the screen right now saying, obviously it's time travel. Oswald goes into the ball pit and comes out in 1985. And the other half of you are screaming for the opposite reason. You're saying it's obviously not time travel. The ball pit is fueled with agony. And that's why we have to have this debate right now. You see, I went into this game fully expecting for there not to be any actual time travel, considering that the book the game is based on is heavily theorized to not contain time travel either. You see, what the theory seems to imply is that rather than Oswald actually using time travel here, he's instead hopping into the ball pit, which is fueled by Agony and Remnant from the missing children's incident, and then traveling back to 1985 through memories of the missing children. So rather than actually traveling to 1985, Oswald just enters the memory of 1985 through the perspective of the missing children. That's why in the story, Pit Bonnie is so much scarier. He's more organic. He's more like an actual monster than an animatronic. And we see this more organic version of Spring Bonnie in the game as well. Anytime you get jump scared by Spring Bonnie, he opens his mouth to reveal what seems like actual sharp teeth ready to bite you and gums that are holding those teeth in, like he's an actual creature trying to hunt you down. And the other animatronics also have this weird organic characteristic. They all have these weird gums and teeth that just look real. So that's it, right? The animatronics are organic beings, so this has to be some memory created by kids that died back in the 80s. Well, not necessarily. You see, the game doesn't exactly give us the answer. It in fact gives us two answers to just be more complicated. I went into this expecting there not to be any time travel, but then there were a lot of things that were pointing towards it. You see, at first I was a little weirded out that Oswald can grab items from the past and then go back to the future to use those items. But then I just chalked it up to being gameplay and nothing more, until night 3. You see, during night 3, Oswald is standing in the entryway to the 1985 pizzeria when Spring Bonnie bursts through the doors to the arcade. Now, at first, this just seems like a jump scare because it's a FNAF game, but when you return to Jeff's Pizza the next day, those doors are missing. And that's not all. In 1985, you can find the paper plate pals sitting on the wall. But if you go up to them and interact with them, you can add a fourth paper plate pal. And of course, this doesn't seem like anything until you go once again back to the future in order to see a fourth paper plate pal that wasn't there earlier in the game. You changed the future by doing something in the past multiple times. But that's not all. Oswald seems to be able to find a lot of things in the past that the missing children just shouldn't know about, like the hidden room behind the vending machine, or the picture that Oswald picks up and accidentally drops whenever he's escaping to the future with his father. Speaking of this picture, why would Pit Bonnie react to this picture at all? I mean, if he's supposed to be a Remnant or Agony monster manifested from the memories of the kids who he killed, then he just wouldn't react to this picture at all. He would just be a killing monster. But he stops and looks at the picture, which gives Oswald and his dad enough time to actually get away. So, you mean to tell me that this game is trying to point towards both as an option? There's time travel and there isn't. Things are getting affected in the future, but also they're organic animatronics that are trying to hunt you down, and one is following you to the future and nobody else can see it but Oswald? That's it. I'm done. I don't know what the answer is. FNAF finally did it. It finally broke me. I don't know what it can be. It's trying to point towards both, and there's not enough clues to figure out which it is. I'm out of here. Catch you guys on the flip side. Wait a second. It's so simple. Now that I see it, it's so clear to me. It's not time travel. It's not memories created by kids who died in the 80s. It's the flip side. It's FNAF World. FNAF World tries to tell us that whatever happens on the flip side of it, the real world, affects what happens in FNAF World, and vice versa. Whatever happens in FNAF World affects the real world. Just like the ball pit does. When Oswald enters the ball pit, he can effectively change the future. And he can also take things from the future to change the past. Oswald is using the ball pit as a portal to the flip side. And I don't think that Oswald is the only one using the ball pit's power like this. Obviously, we see Pit Bonnie escape the flip side to chase Oswald into the real world, but I also think that Fazbear Entertainment is using this power in their future technology. We see this in things like the Princess Quest arcade cabinets in Security Breach, or the AR mask that Cassie wears in Ruin, or heck, half of the things that we see in the books, that these weird objects seem to have a weird relation with the real world. How does playing an arcade cabinet manage to snap Vanessa out of whatever control that Glitchtrap has? Or how does Cassie wearing the AR mask manage to make things in the real world change after she takes it off? It just doesn't really have an explanation unless Fazbear Entertainment is tapping into the flip side. I know, it sounds crazy, right? Fazbear Entertainment using a, digital afterlife in order to make their experiences more entertaining for kids so they can sell a few more pizzas. It does sound crazy, but the fact that we keep seeing this repetition of things that were told to us back in FNAF World is making it seem more likely. Like, you're really gonna try and tell me that us seeing Cassie's dad go too many layers down by playing the 4th Princess Quest isn't supposed to be a parallel to FNAF World, where if you go too many layers down, then you get trapped with old man consequences? They line up too well. And with that, I want to leave this video here, but I do want to leave you guys with something today. I have a Discord server for you. So, down in the description, you can go find the link to my Discord server. You can join for free, and there will be a lot of friendly people there waiting for you. It'll be an easy way for you guys to leave suggestions about how to make the channel better, to talk to like-minded people about the theories that you have and things that are happening in the community. Plus, it'll give me an easy way to be able to talk to you guys that's not through YouTube comments or whatever else. I think YouTube allows links and ed cards, so this should be the link to the Discord if you don't want to go down in the description. And if you want to see more from me, this up here should be a nice video for me as well. Thanks for watching to the very end, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!